You know, no Rakan going to come into this composition. And, I mean, you couldn't have asked for something more disjointed than what Kwangdong are trying to put together here, because the Jax isn't set up by anything but the miasma. And the Kai'Sa pick, it doesn't follow up on anything but it either, unless Jax ends up getting the hard engage, but then...
Favored towards the... Okay, we've got an engage towards the bottom side. Andil just going to be flashing forward. That is FaZe's flash they managed to pick up, as now YoungJay fighting Peanut. Bramble Smash going to come through there as Chovy's rocket jumping to try and get himself to safety as we look for the stun. Peanut's going to mitigate it with the twisted advance. Very nicely done. Banging, banging, banging. The Light's going to have to flash. The traveling pants are going to make their way back to base, perhaps.
Yeah.
I accidentally watched a few bits of it. As Andil is just going to face check. He's going to get stabbed as the joust does come through, as YoungJay does get into stealth, but that is going to be Chovy picking up first blood, as well as now Peanut going to get yelled at once again. He really needs to tell Cassiopeia to stop, as Delight looking for another stab, gets the flash out from Bulldog, didn't want to risk it.
Not quite the coordination they needed.
Not quite. And now YoungJay looking for a potential dive opportunity. Bulldog is here as well, as Peanut has the Nature's Grasp out. As Doran's flashing, he's trying to get away from this one. They do manage to take down the Viego, but at least there is the kill on the GP.
So he's also going to be a recipient of some plate gold. Wait a minute.
That's a bit scary. Yeah, Peanut down to 100 health.
Just going to stack up more and more gold. He actually gets more gold than regular champions do as well from his CS, so even 20 CS down, he's feeling all right. Is Delight, where are you at?
Yeah, he's going to need to travel. Looks for a crash down, but he's dead. That is, he had a Hex Flash, so he's...
They're not living.
Oh, okay. Pei's going to get dashed on here, as Taeyun going to flash over, and Pei's... Oh no!
Walk it out!
Walks into the brush! And now the Nature's Grasp is going to come down. Chovy just barely outranges the Petrifying Gaze. Now in goes Andil. They do look for the stun here as Chovy flashes, rocket jumps, and he'll be absolutely fine. There's Andil now moving towards his bottom side. They do get vision of where Pei's is. Ward goes in, Control Ward goes down. They're trying to keep control here as Moonlight Vigil flying on forward. The Magnet Storm doing so much work. Cannon Barrage not finding that much value, as it has split up the fight. As Taeyun, he doesn't have Killer Instinct anymore. Pei somehow survives for such a long time, but it's Andil that gets his hooves in, and now it's the Pirate that will fall down as well. Kwangdong Freaks, they win the skirmish in the bottom lane.
Just a bunch of...
Not going to just grab the cheeky steal there, as Delight moving in. Magnet Storm does 0. They get the flash. Does provide you with that little bit of the wave clear options, which is fine, as here's a flash twisted advance. Viego in the area. Cannon Barrage doing nothing once again, as Doran's going to have to flash to get out of the way of YoungJay. YoungJay's going to miss a few abilities, but now DuDu is going to dive on top of the gangplank, and that's going to grab that kill, as now Chovy helping collect the kill onto his opposite number. These cannons being taken down as Delight once again Magnet Storming the air.
Even just last week, I mean, we were talking about how they fall apart, but then they weren't even getting to the part to fall apart for a while, but now they're back.
That is true. The early game has been short up once again, as decent Counter-Strike there as FaZe
is pretty huge, especially with Cannon Barrage. Bulldog might get all in.
Yeah, Chovy is just going to try and run away from Bulldog here, as Buster Shot is up and available. He can get rid of YoungJay if he would like, but he's going to have to flash to get out of the way. Peanut now engaged on, but Pei's is going to be here. And he has the Infernum. Cannon Barrage comes down. Taeyun running for the hills. But Andil not going to be so lucky. He just popped like a balloon. And now YoungJay in the back of this Baron pit is, a little bit frightened. But they trade positions, him and Peanut. That means the YoungJay doesn't have the ult to get into the pit. And the flash is available. He can go for a potential steal. As now Bulldog, he is looming and he is scary. DuDu dives on top of Pei's. The Baron is going to be secured by Peanut, as Chovy's going to make it to safety, and there's the Moonlight Vigil. Pei's doing a lot of damage, takes down the jungler, but now it's DuDu that's popping off, and the Void Seeker is going to connect. DuDu looks for another one, as now Pei's not going to get stunned up. Stab from Delight. He's going to sacrifice himself. No, he's not. He's actually going to be fine. As again, the Counter-Strike not quite going to be enough, and this time the sacrifice will come through. Chovy gets full health back, teleports back in.
Almost gets Bulldog.
Okay, DuDu is still running after Pei's. Pei's is very slow. He only has brown bags.
The typical DuDu angle, right? Where this guy gets fed, he gets resources, and then suddenly he pops off in the mid to late game. Looking at this fight again, I love how they see the pressure that Chovy's applied topside fails, and they put the aggression on, but unfortunately there's no escape here, and they just don't have the damage with Kai'Sa with this hybrid build this early on to actually have the follow-up. So then there's the pop, And then DuDu happens, man. He gets on top of Paze here, and yes, the Drake gets over. Paze has to flash, and now he's on the wrong side of the fight. Still doing a lot with this Calibrum here, but ultimately, once Doran's dead here, this is just not a fight you can win. Delight tries, as you mentioned several times, to like sacrifice himself here so Paze could get out, but Quantum Freaks juggle this so well. Bulldog gets out, DuDu gets the counter-strike here, then is able to, because Chovy decides to stay mid, chase down with a leap strike onto the ward here, and the better boots in Cloud Rift. Pace is gone with the leap strike coming through. 500 more gold.
In the meantime, Doran is going to have to flash, and DuDu's going to flash after him, and his mere presence will for this Cloud Soul.
I mean, this is the problem, right? For them. Gen G, they don't have Doran. He's going to have to TP in, and I mean, this is the really critical fight you needed to be set up for. Yeah, and here comes Jax.
Yeah, the Jax is going to be moving forward. Moonlight Vigil comes down once again. They do manage to secure the Drake, does Gen G, but can they win the fight? Is into the backline. Goes Tayu, but he's immediately twisted advanced. And that is a double for Paze!
Exactly.
Who cares?
No, you win the game if you get the Cloud Drake, but you don't have to force because you don't lose the game either. As we'll have one of the happier moments here for Kwangdong Freaks. Got him. I wanted to see if he said anything about his flash.
Yeah.
Just going to keep it a secret. Hopefully CV Max doesn't notice. And then down here on the Drake fight, of course, Peanut just ults them away. And then as DuDu, what's your angle here? You leap strike in, but the positioning is just too good. Paze is so far away. It just really hard forced this, unfortunately, and it is not the right call. So Ginger like, okay.
Explosive charge onto Bulldog. He's going to take a bit of damage here, down to about 2/3. As Delight finds the Magnet Storm, Bulldog goes golden. The flash out to get out of the way of the Pulverize is fantastic from Chovy, but the Rel is just dead. Bulldog may also follow though, and Paze will secure that kill, and now it's just Doran running amok. Young J flashing on him, but the Buster Shot is too good, and DuDu can't do anything. They opted in for another 5v5, and Kwangdong Freaks will just be decimated. Doran's going to be able to secure the kill on his opposite number, and now it's a push through to break open the base.
Yeah, Gen G win a 5v4 fight. DuDu, he was not a relevant factor in that team fight, and Gen G just want to push to end it here. Long death timers means I think they absolutely can with the damage they have and the wave clear they have. That is going to be the end of this series. A clean 2-0 here. Kwangdong Freaks with some hiccups along the way here. Gen G, though, felt like they were in control start to finish, especially in the second game draft.